Hello everyone. Um, Today I wanted to do some kind of a stream of consciousness, freestyle thoughts about life in the world, I guess. Just bear with me or don't. I yeah. I guess the biggest thing I want to talk about would be solitude for now, maybe. Um, like what it means to be alone, the ramifications of solitude, and the significance, I guess. Hmm. Yes, I'm talking about this right now because I am currently unemployed, and I'm not in that 9 to 5 rhythm where I go to some place every day, stay there for 9 hours, interact with people, socialize with my friends, and go home after that. Right now, I'm more of in an in-between phase in my life, a liminal phase is the correct term, I guess. And I guess since I'm just like freestyle sharing all my thoughts about this topic, it's been kind of painful because in some ways it's freeing. You get to have time for yourself. You get to indulge, I guess, which is not a good thing, but it's certainly relaxing. Uh, Problems are just you become very unproductive in a sense. You don't really spend a lot of time doing the things you're supposed to be doing. But honestly speaking, that's something that's always the case in my experience. Even when employed, and even when there's clear things to do, I'm more often than not, just deal with the daily stress of going to work instead of, as I am doing right now, just dealing with the daily stress of being alive, right? So, yeah, I I'm currently, taking a bit of medicine because of my recent cold, like painkillers and stuff like that. That's all very nice, I guess, but it's not a constructive plan, I guess. Like once I'm done with this cold that I've had ever since work ended, I wanna like start doing what I always wanted to do. But the problem is that those things seldomly pay. I like to do martial arts, currently do kenjutsu, but I would also like to do some, like more abstract things like this, kind of a short spear, or just like a normal like swords-based martial arts, maybe like some knife-based martial arts would be fun, things like that are, I guess I could say, my passions, but I haven't been able to do them because of work stress, I guess. But then, like I wanted to mention, the next problem is those things sure as fuck don't pay, right? No one's gonna employ you for developing a physical skill like that. I also like to do archery. We're going to do that a lot more often, but as I said, due to work stress and now this current solitude in which I just feel like it's impossible to leave the house. I guess an exercise in schizotypal, you could say, since schizotypal is a you know schizoid disorder with the one of the symptoms being the fact that you stay home very often and you're afraid of going outside because you don't want to interact with anyone, you don't want to see a single human person, which honestly makes going out into the forest pretty difficult as well. So when I'm like stuck at home, I'm like comfortable in my zone, in my room, hanging out. Like going outside, going into the forest is what I want to do. Right, going into the forest is nice and it's relaxing, but the way to the forest in the first place, just those 10 minutes of walking or bicycling, they're already bad enough. Honestly, like they're bad enough to make me not want to leave the house. Now, that's just the current kind of solitude I'm dealing with. I guess I want to, pull back the lens and look at it from a broader societal perspective. I guess that would be how, you know, I guess like people are very lethargic nowadays. We're all very slothful. We're very lost, right? We don't know what to do with ourselves, and we're just kind of like floating along through the ether, like going from job to job to like earn whatever money possible to support ourselves, without really, living. Some people manage to live. Got friends who like go into the holidays like all the time. They hang out with friends all the time, have like a relationship and stuff like that, right? I guess they're sometimes alive, right? Like when they go into those holidays and when they hang out with their friends and things like that. I guess then they're certainly alive, right? It's kind of nice, but I want something more solid, something more for myself, something with nature, something that ain't gonna leave you once you grow old. You know what I mean? And I guess something like that would be archery, general martial arts, even unarmed, right? Or my favorite would be stick-based martial arts, like staff-based, right? And yeah, those are some nice things you can practice on your own when you're alone. But once you get older and stuff like that, it's gonna become more and more difficult to actually do them. And it's already pretty difficult right now with, as I mentioned, the whole schizotypal problem of not being able to just go those 10 minutes through a city to reach a forest. That's just a consequence of my current living situation, though. I hope that if I lived closer to the edge of a forest, I'd be able to, go outside with less stress, like less. I'd have less reservations about just like saying fuck it and hopping into the forest. Which is, as I mentioned, it's a very relaxing thing to do. Um, I can make some fire with knives and a ferro rod, and cook some food and things like that. Or I could just go out here, go for like a long walk or a long cycle, or I guess test out some of these things. It's one of those surrogate activities that we like to do nowadays, right? Like, I mean, they are all one of those surrogate activities next to like, things like gaming and self-indulgent things like that. In the end, I guess martial arts and keeping yourself fit are somewhat self-indulgent, right? But how is that a bad thing? How is indulging in, your own life, like, being a little bit selfish for like a couple hours, how is that really a bad thing? Why should we feel bad about that kind of stuff, right? I'm getting quite lost, as I was going to mention that, martial arts and things are gonna become difficult once you grow old, so I'd want to have optimally moved my passions into a different direction by then. Perhaps, content creation, writing, things like that. But hey, now here comes the trouble with AI technology, right? There's, I'd say, little to no way that humans are gonna be able to outrate AI in that sense. At least, in the coming, let's say, 20 years, which is kind of bleak, right? The world we're living in is getting pretty sad. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that was that for now. Maybe I'll think of something else to say during this journey. Maybe not. Bye.